Hi everyone, today we're going to make a towel cake. It's a great gift for a baby shower, a wedding, a housewarming, lots of purposes. So what we're going to use is one stamp set, the Heartfelt Thanks stamp set. It's a two-step stamping, one of my favorites. Anybody who knows me will attest to that. A pink ink pad, a brown ink pad, 3 strips of double-sided pattern paper. I'm choosing the decorated side as opposed to the more plain side. I've got 2 that are the same, and they're about 3 inches wide by 12 inches. And then one comes from the same coordinating color family but has the stripes. And then just 3 strips of 2-inch by 11-inch white cardstock. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to take our 3 strips of white paper and we're going to do the 2-step stamping technique. I just want to show you, if you're only going to use one color of ink, the best way to do it is to ink your stamp on a scrap piece of paper for the solid color, and then stamp again on your actual paper that you want. And you'll notice that the image is quite a bit lighter the second time. And then what you can do is take your other stamp and stamp it in the solid, in the same pink color, so it'll be this dark pink. Now imagine mine's gonna be brown, and then you'll get the outline like that. So that's basically what 2-step stamping is. So that's what we're going to do today, but we're going to use two colors. So I'm going to do the solid color in pink, and I'm just going to randomly stamp it all over my 3 strips. It doesn't matter if it goes off the edge, it's kind of a nice effect. I don't want it to look too commercial. I don't want it to look all the same. And the neat thing about the 2-step stamping is it's not designed to match up exactly, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to try to line those lines up. You just kind of stamp it. So you want to go ahead and do this with all 3 strips. So now, to add a little bit of interest to this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to distress the edges. So I'm just going to take it along my brown ink pad and just kind of rub it along. And the more ink I get on it, the more distressed it's going to look. There's no right or wrong way. There's no way to ruin this at all. If you get lots of ink on there, that's okay. It's just going to look old and worn out. So now that's what it looks like with brown edges. This is a really neat distressing effect. A lot of people using it in scrapbooking, card making. Okay, now that we have our 3 strips all stamped and distressed, we can just go ahead and center them on our pattern paper, like so. You can also go ahead and distress the edges of your pattern paper if you like, but I'm not going to. Now we're ready to build the cake. For this cake, we're going to make a 3-layer cake. First, you need a plate to put your cake on, and normally the plate is also part of the gift. Now, I'm not actually making this for a gift. These are my towels, and I'm going to be keeping them. And this is one of my dinner plates, but I just wanted to demonstrate exactly how to put this together. So normally I would buy a nice platter that I would give along with the gift. And what you're going to need in towels is 2 bath sheets, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. So we're going to build the first base layer, which is going to use the 2 bath towels. Now what I do is I fold it in half lengthwise, and then I'm going to fold it into about thirds. It doesn't have to be perfect, something like that. And basically all we're going to do is roll it. And you want both of the layers to be about the same size, and then just roll them together. Now that's going to be the base of my cake. Now you can fold it in 4s and make it wider and shorter if you like, however you like. Some people also like to pin it in the back, cover up the seam a little bit. I just kind of fold it in nicely so it looks nice. You meant to have a seam. There's going to be a seam there anyways. And now we're going to take our strip of paper. I'm going to alternate now that I have the light and the dark. And I put it across here. So to stick this paper on here, I just used a few glue dots just to hold it in place. And now I'm going to tie some ribbon And the closest color I could find to the towel, just so it kind of all coordinates. And this is what's really going to hold it all together. Now the paper doesn't go all the way around on this layer. It might on some of the others, but not on this one, and that's okay. Essentially, it's just presentation. I just want the front to look really nice. You can also dress this up with some dry flowers, that kind of thing. You can stick it in the ribbon. I'm just going to have some ribbon there. Now that's going to be my first layer. Now I'm just finishing up the second middle layer here. And I did the same thing. I took the towels, I folded them lengthwise in half, and then into threes, rolled them together, make a nice roll, used my sticky strip, or my glue dots rather, and stuck my paper into the center and tied it with a beautiful ribbon. And I'm just going to set that one on top. Now to do the last one with the washcloth and do the exact same thing. And now for the final washcloth level, the only difference I've done when I folded this one is I folded it like half-wise, and then I just folded it in a little way, so not quite half again. And I've alternated so that the little tabs are kind of stuck to make almost an even layer when they're both put together. Instead of rolling one and then rolling another, I'm actually going to roll them both at the same time. The reason why I'm doing this is I'd like it to be a little bit tighter of a roll, because I find that there isn't enough definition between this layer and the second layer. Whereas you notice with the third layer there's quite a thickness of definition between the one layer and the next one, and that's great if this is for a wedding, you wanted to put some flowers or little doves or something in there for a wedding, you have a lot of space. But on the top one you want it to be significantly smaller than the middle layer, otherwise it just looks like a really long middle layer. So I've just put them together so that I can roll them really tightly. And then again I'm going to put my paper here. And this one's actually going to go all the way around. This will be the only layer where the paper actually will close it. But I'm going to put some ribbon on here. You can also make the paper on this layer a little bit smaller if you like, if you don't want them to be all the same size, and that way you have a little more towel. Personally, I just like to keep them the same. Just going to tie a pretty little bow there. And I'm ready to put that one right on top. Now, if you find that it's not very stable, you can hold it with some pins. My concern is always if you forget to take out a pin. Nothing worse than drying off your bum from the shower and getting stuck with a pin. So I do not like to use pins very often. But the other neat thing you can do with this is you can get those plastic basket wrap bags and just set this right inside. And when you tie it up here at the top, use some of the same ribbon that you used on here. Have it draped down, and when you tie it at the top, tie it very closely to your top layer here, and it will just hold it all snug together. And as long as you're not moving it around a whole lot in the car or throwing it up and down, then it's going to look perfect when you arrive at your shower or whatever occasion that you're going to be giving this gift to. So I hope you've learned another way to use some fun scrapbook paper and stamps to create a unique gift. See you next time.